to be honest. It's just as amazing to me. It really is. When I take a look at the fact that it is, you know, an organization that really sort of prides itself on not necessarily having a step back or whatever. That's what I would say. Okay, good, but sometimes you got to take a little step back. If you don't take a little step back, then guess what? You can't take a step forward. And this team needs to take a step forward. It really does. I would say that that's the most important thing for next year to be, to me, if you ask me, would you rather go say 6-11 next year and then be back built, with a winning record the year after, and 2 years from now making a run at a Super Bowl, or would you rather go 3 or 4 years in a row at 9-8 and basically a couple years slop your way into the playoffs like you did this year? What would you rather do? I'm not saying you have to take a step back, but they're so afraid to take a step back, or they're so afraid that I wonder what is going to happen. What's going to happen? Like, are they going to try and work so hard to make sure that next year they have a team that's somewhat competitive, that they make a lot of moves that don't make sense for the long term? That's my fear. Honestly. That can't be the approach. The approach has to be, what we do is aimed at getting us back to being a Super Bowl contender at some point quickly. If it's 2 years down the road, every move we make is going to be that. We're not going to tie up money in moves that don't make sense for the future. We're not going to, tie up, give away a bunch of draft picks to try and get some guys and figure out everything else. That's the way I look at it, honestly. I'm not saying you throw away next year, but I keep seeing all these moves that are almost like Band-Aids because they would try and make sure we can get to 9 wins. Who cares? Who cares?